Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this week's weekly webinar from WeQuote. My name is Winton Long, and we have Lee with us, who's obviously the founder of the business. I'm sure you all know him very well. So today is going to be a webinar around interactive quoting and options. And what if I could ask just a couple of house rules for this webinar, please. Any questions, if you can ask them in the Q&A section. There's a little question mark in the little bar below you somewhere. And any questions, rather ask them in the Q&A and not in the chat. And myself or Lee will answer these as the session goes on. So just what to expect from today's call. We'll have a little bit of an introduction to WeQuote and just an explanation of the platform and what it's about. And I know a lot of you are obviously very familiar with the platform. This is just for the users that have attended today who maybe are not quite up to speed on the platform. So there'll just be a quick introduction for a few minutes. And then we'll go through what is interactive quoting, and I'll give an explanation on this. And then I'll hand over to Lee, and Lee is going to take you through how to quote with options. There's loads of new features that have come under the options section, and obviously how to present those options within the proposals. And then we will move through into a Q&A session. So if there's any questions, we can ask them at the end, and I'll go over the pricing and support and what we have to offer here at WeQuote. So just checking in for any of the latecomers to make sure everyone's on here, but it looks like everyone is in. So thanks everyone for joining us this morning. If you're just jumping in now, it's Winton Long and Lee, who is on the call, who's going to be presenting the options section today. And I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for this for some time. There's a lot of great things that can be done with this options and the interactive quotes and the web proposals. And obviously, we want to show you how to utilize these very strong features within the platform. So I'm just going to start with a little bit of an introduction into the platform, and then we're going to go from there. So what is WeQuote? WeQuote is a cloud-based SaaS platform for quoting, and it has some very unique features. I'm sure we've all been quoting for many years, and you wonder, okay, well, what's unique about WeQuote and why was this platform developed? There are some really important things here that are will make your life a lot easier if you look at other quoting platforms. And what WeQuote is really about was Lee was finding he was spending so much time quoting that he was losing time with his family, and he developed this platform for speed and accuracy, and also some very informative financial information, so you can have all of those factors to run your business very quickly at your fingertips, a few clicks away. So there's a very clear and concise dashboard with all the information on it, and here you can access any of your information and get an overview of everything that's happening within your organization. And there are also some in-depth deep dives into the quote level and price adjustments, so you can clearly see your margins for quotes and stuff like this. So when you are building quotes, you really have a good way of ensuring that you are profitable every time you quote out within the platform. So just some important things to remember about WeQuote is the proposals section. And the proposals are completely automated, and the proposals allow you to show it in any manner. So you're able to show proposals in the area, by a system, and by a subsystem. And the platform has a very unique way of developing these areas or systems and subsystems by setting up toolkits to do this. And the one important factor to remember with WeQuote is that you only have to do something once, and then you can show it in any format that you want to do it. So you know, in the past, you might be going, okay, well, I want to change a quote from areas to systems or subsystems, or you want to just change it to a line item proposal, you know, and you didn't have the flexibility, or you don't have the flexibility to do that very easily within other platforms. And within WeQuote, you can very quickly swap or create multiple proposals and show them in different ways with all the financial information. And Lee will go through this today in a little bit more detail. The other important thing about WeQuote is toolkits. And as you know, we have a lot of manufacturers and distributors on board with us. And some of these toolkits are pre-built with you, or we assist with pre-building these toolkits for you to ensure that you can quote faster. So these toolkits allow you to have quick access to your systems and subsystems and those products and any accessories that you might bundle or create a BOM with, or create an options group with these with your toolkit. So the toolkit is extremely powerful, and it allows you to have quick access to the products you're quoting with all the time. And you'll see maybe a little bit around building bundles, and that it makes life really, really quickly, and including the accessories that might come along with the proposals. Obviously, there are pricing links in from over 50 plus distributors within the UK, and this is all live link prices. So some of them are updated twice a day, sometimes once a day, just depending on the supplier's feed. There are some unique distributors to WeQuote, which you will not find within other platforms. Or let me say, there are loads of suppliers within here. So the likes of All Trade and Vision, etc., are available here within the platform. These prices, like I said, are updated twice a day. And any quote that you've done previously, there is a price updates feature. So it'll give you a notification to show you that, okay, the distributors changed the pricing, and then you can update that quote or make a revision of that quote to make the updates if you want to keep the original prices. So this is a huge plus for you. It allows you to not have to always worry about the distributor pricing. So it really makes life a lot easier for you. So just quickly, a little bit about interactive quoting. Interactive web quotes, which Lee is going to take you through now shortly. This allows you to send the customer a web link. So they don't need any apps, they don't need a PDF viewer. And this is a dynamic proposal which the client can get, and they can then select the options and what they would like to put into the quotation. So this removes those awkward conversations around upselling or, hey, what's your budget? You know, you can actually put in all the options for the customer, let them pick and choose off the quote what they would like. They'll see the total dynamically updating at the end, and they can sign and accept that, and you'll get a notification. So it removes all that awkwardness out of it, and it's a very powerful tool for upselling. So on that note, I'm going to hand over to Lee, and Lee's going to run you through options, proposals, and probably show you through the toolkits and a little bit around the price adjustments. And then we'll come back towards the end, explain through the support, pricing, and take any questions that you may have. So thanks very much. I'm going to hand over to Lee, and he'll show you through the options, etc. Cheers. Thanks very much, Lee.
Morning, everybody. Let's make sure mic's work. This could all go Pete Tong, by the way, because I've not.
Lee, we've got no audio from you, Lee.
So, options, gents. So this is something that I think we've always wanted to be able to give our customers, is the ability to choose between a particular type of product, choose a TV size within the room, choose either a system or even a faceplate, even like a faceplate finish, you know, on a Lutron keypad or something like that. So we released options a couple of months ago now, and we've just been adding some more, and we've been adding more features to that, which I'm going to show you today. So let's just jump straight in. I'm not going to go over some of the basic stuff because obviously you're already using the software platform. So I've added some systems in for 4K video distribution, and I've got my room AV, and I've put some TV and bracketry in. I've put my areas in, so I've got ground floor, I've got my first floor. Something else that we've added in, which you'll be pleased to know, is you can now, that's the bedroom, add multiple areas in at the same time. So you can say, three. So people have been asking for that. We just adds it in because it was before you had to open and close it. So that's another little thing we just added in recently. Now, when you're doing options, you need to add all of the relevant products into the room. So I think with this quotation, I'm probably going to work out if he's going to have a video matrix or not, what level, what size of matrix he's going to have within the property. So I'll start with my matrix. I'm going to put the matrices in the rack, and then I'll probably say he's going to be a 4x4, and we'll start off with, and we'll use a 6x6. So again, they're given the option between these two products. So I add both of these products to the area. Now this 4x4 is a kit, and it comes with the receivers. So I don't need to add any receivers to that. But this one doesn't come with receivers, so I'll have to add the receivers to the relevant rooms. So I'll go to my receivers then. I'll say there's one in the cinema, lounge, kitchen, so I can add these then. So I'll go, do you know what we'll use the bulk edit function just to speed things up a little bit quicker. I'll say use that selected product, edit selected. We want to copy to one or more areas: lounge, living, kitchen, study, master bedroom, bedroom 2. In fact, no, would take the living out. Next, add that in. Okay, so now these have added all my receivers in, and then we need to then create the option for the customer for these parts for the video distribution. So finish editing that, click done. Now options is over here in this little radial button over here, just to show your options. And then under this panel, I'll just explain this now. So we've got options that you might have made previously in other quotes. You can save them and you can put them into a library. Then you've got an option group and you have an option checkbox. So a group is basically a way of containing multiple options. So I'm going to pull one in straight from the library first. So I'll say my matrix options, and I've got this little preview to show you how it's going to look. So I can say these are my matrix options. It's going to be a 4x4, 6x6. I can add this to it. And if you want to edit this and what it says, you can do. So if I was to build this from scratch, it would be a group, and I'll say it would be the matrix options. Add that in. Then I'd select that, and then I'll put a sub option in there. Now it's either going to be a checkbox or a radio button. So checkbox means that the customer has the option to completely remove it from the quotation, and the radio button means you're going to say you're going to have that. So you'll usually add, there's always going to be no less than 2 radio buttons, because it's going to be saying choose between this or this, and you can't remove it from the quote. So in this option, we're saying this will be the 4x4. And then here, again, on a radial, and this will be the 6x6. And that is how I built this matrix option up here. It was with a group and then 2 radial buttons, and it highlights it what it actually is, what that type of option it is. I'm just going to delete this one out. Yeah, and you can sort of get a preview of what it's going to look like for the customer. Same there, so you can see it's previewing what you're going to get on the quotation. So I need to now link these products to this. So I'll start with looking this. So using the filtration, select the system. I want to go across all areas. So for the 4x4 matrix, it will just be this particular item. So I select that. then the 6x6 will need to be the 6x6 matrix, and then all those individual receivers that are part of that option. So now it will say this is part of the 6x6 matrix option. And you see that one's part of the 4x4. So we can have a look how this looks already. My option here. My options at the bottom down here. Let me just change this. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry. I need to put my option in a system. So here currently it's not in any system. So I want to say it's going to be under my matrices. I save that. And that's saved through. Let's run a reload this up back up now. So there we go. So 4K video distribution. Okay, Mr. Customer, we've got 4x4. This is included in the quote. If you want to upgrade to the 6x6, it's an extra 1,500 quid, and they can select that. And then the products will change then based on. So this changes. So 4K video distribution costs this. Select it, and then add to the items that relate to whatever the option is selected. Then we want to do options by areas. We can do that as well. So if a good example for option for an area would be speakers, TV sizes. So let's move on to the room AV. So this time I'm going to say in the, let's just start off with the kitchen. So in the kitchen, I might say to the customer, look, we do the VP62 Sonan speaker. So I add that in. The VP66, so I put that in. So I want to give them the option. And I want to do the VP68. And then I want to do the invisible speaker, if you can afford that. So I put that in as well. I've just noticed I haven't got any accessories on that one. So now go to my options, and this time I'm going to go from my library. So I'm going to add this option. Now this is one I always use when I'm giving the customer the choice of speakers, because I just use the same brand of speakers all the time. So I say this will be this one. Add this, rename that. Speaker options, save. Now, let me just reorganize this. So just a little bit of OCD going on here. I want that at the bottom. I want my 62, 68, 68. Yeah, I can go right down there. Save that. Okay. Let's go back to the option. So, speaker options, good pair of speakers, entry level ones. Just do the VP66. So I'm going to add that to the good. The better speaker, I want the Sonan visual performance. Put that in. Then best, VP68, and then the invisible, IS8. Now, I don't want to add all these products and that option again across those multiple areas. So what I've done is we've made a copy button so you can paste this across multiple areas. So if we say in the kitchen you want to offer that speaker option, in the lounge and the master bedroom, we can do that. So we can say clone the option to other areas. We want to clone this to other areas. So I can say, right, clone it to other areas. So it's currently in the kitchen. So I want to offer this in the lounge, and I want to offer this in the master bedroom. So clone those options to there. Now I need to make sure that this is in that actual area. So I'll say kitchen, please. We're not going to put it in the system. So I'll go through those and I'll say that's in the lounge, done. And then that one's in the master bedroom. Yeah, so done. So save those. Now, when I go to my quote, once you go through those, you'll start getting, so ground floor lounge, straight away you've got an option. They can choose what's going on within that area. So you've got the net total, lounge total, good, better. These will change then, best. And it gives the customer then those different options within those different areas. And then let's say you wanted to choose between a system, for example, you could do that as well. So let's say I go to my rack and I'm going to put in Sonos amps in there. Let's say we've got, don't need those. That. Copy this 3 times. And let's say on the Yamaha music cast, nothing in there at the moment. So I can say link catalogs. Yamaha. Habitat. Let's put some Yamaha amps in there. WXA 50. And we want 3 of those. So I'm going to give the customer the choice between Yamaha Musicast or choosing Sonos. So I've put both types of the amplifiers in there, the 3 of each. And then I'm going to give this option now. So I'm going to say option. I'll choose from my library. Music. Add that. Choose the Sonos. Select that. Add these. Go to my Yamaha. You can also do it that way as well if you want to see them all. I can add all of those. They're done. And we can have a look at that. 1 second, actually. I'm going to put this in the system. Don't want that to be. Save that. So now what we're showing here is, look, the savings. So we say, look, we've priced Sonos, but if you want to save a little bit of money, you can use the Yamaha music system, which is going to save you £700. And choose between the two. And another option we could do is TVs. So let's say we go in the lounge. Let's go to TVs. So let's say we want to offer him 55, 65, add that, 77-inch, add that in. But let's say he is, let's say they are got their own TV as well. So we might just say the TV installation set up. So click on that. 55-inch that. So that's the options we've got on the lounge for the customer. Now let's say, okay, let's do this. We could do from scratch. No, let's do options. I've got another one here from my library. Say my TVs. Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah. So this one, I've done this as the group is an actual tick box. So I can add that in. So then I can say supply your own TV. Add that. We'll just fit it for you and set it up. 55-inch. Second. 55-inch. Add that. 60-inch. 70. Done. Okay. Now I want this to be in the lounge. Save that. So here now, televisions. So starting from, we can take this and then they can say, right, if you want to put a television in this room, supply your own TV for LCR integrated systems to install. We've included in that in the price. But if you want a 55-inch, this is the price. If you want a 65-inch, this is the price. And if you want to copy that to multiple areas, you can do. So you can create these options. And obviously, like Winton was saying, is you can create options and you can just copy and paste them, or you can save them. Currently, you can't save the product, but that's something we will be working on as well. So that'll be later on down the line with the options. But for now, you can save your options and you can copy your options across multiple areas. So like this TV one, I'll show you again. I can clone that and I can say, right, do the same for the kitchen, please. And you can offer that option in the kitchen to the customer and then it will clone it. You can collapse all these and then you can see all the options that you've got inside your quotation. You can rename all of these. Just do another little option for you from scratch. Let's say we do just a simple one. Let's go to a option group. We'll do it as a option group. Let's say we want a quote. Save that. Select the option again. And then I can say radio button. And then I can say it's a HR30. And you can fill this in. You can put multiple descriptions in and images in. Put that there. Another radio button. This one might be the HR10. Whatever control system you use, you'll know all the part numbers. So now you can see here, I've created this simple option. So I say a LAN remote, HR30, HR10, and then I can assign those products and then copy and paste them into multiple areas, or I to do it all as one big group in a system. So you're giving the customer like almost by the system level option. You can do it by the individual line level, or you can do it by within the area of the quotation as well. So it's up to you. Some other things which I've been working on, which I can just show you, is the documents now, which I've put on this proposal. This one. I should have a. Just load this one up. Right, so see this here, I've put in documents. Now you can link all your, if you want to give a bit more information to the customer at the end of the quote, you can do. So it could be a PDF about the product, it could be a video. So if I just open this up, push this over to a bigger screen. I'll show you how to do that. So on the actual products now, you can attach documents. So here we can see this. As the customer's going through the quote, this is great. Give me loads of options I can choose from, separating the wheat from the chaff. The fair coat, no knickers guys, really ticking all the options to go to get the price down. And then if he wants to see a little bit about the matrix, he can do. So he can say, okay, here's a video about the product. There's a data sheet about it. If they want to watch the video, just pause that.
In IT.
They've also got the data sheet on it as well. So there's great ways of, it's another way of being quite open and honest with the customers. I can show you how to implement that, which is on your quote editor. You'll see I added this little new section here. It's called product documents, and you can add this in anywhere in the quote. And any items that have linked data sheets or videos or other content that you want, will show up on here. And you can also show it on the item list as well. So if you want to show your items, you have it here. So you can say show document short, show the documents long. So if I say show the short there, it will pull through the URL links, whatever is related to that product as well. So I can do it on here. So say item list, I can say do it on this side as well, please. This one might say show the long description if you wanted to, which would be a very long URL. And so if I just refresh that. So see, it now shows on the product level as well. And it also shows at the end on this document section too. Any questions on the options? Obviously, I need to just look at the
Yeah, so somebody asked, how did you create the better best part of the options?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I can do that. I'll rebuild it. Is my screen still sharing?
Yeah, you're still sharing, Lee.
Yeah, no problem, mate. I will show how I'll build it. So, a good, better, best from scratch. So let's do it in a separate quote to make it easier. Let me just clone this. We want to copy the systems, copy the areas, but we don't want to copy the products. And we're going to leave the options off, okay? So, good, better, best. So, when you're creating the option, the first thing you need to choose is if the customer is he's got the option to remove it from the quote, or he has to choose between one or the other. So if, for example, it was like you said, oh, you wanted speakers in the, do you want speakers in the kitchen? Then you've got to say you've got to think to the customer, you've got to think for that customer. Then, do you want to give him the ability to say no, I don't want them? Because if you want to give him that ability, then you would start off with a checkbox. If you want to just give it, if you want it to be so he has to choose between one or the other, then you start off with the option group. So that this will be for the speakers. So speaker options. Okay, save. So this is the group here, which is going to hold everything together. And I'm going to add the sub option now. And I'm going to add a radio button. So this is good. Radio button again, better. best, and then we said which was invisible series. So good, better, best. There we go. And then I just put selected images, select an image, asset libraries. So I can, you can choose your own image or upload your own images, based on, it could be company logos or whatever you need. And then what I did was because I always use the same brand, I then just copied the description of those particular speakers. So if I just say go to the ground floor, let's choose the kitchen. Let's go to my room AV. Ceiling speakers. Close this down for a minute. So I just took these descriptions from the products. So add it in. Add it in. Okay, so I got those in. And then I just said, right, those descriptions I want to use for the good. So I'll say I want that. And I just put that in there. Save that. Right. And then the VP66, I copied that. Better. Save. And then we've got the 68. Copy. Paste. So if you're like me and you have a particular brand that you like to use, so if you go to any of my jobs that I've done over the past 15 years, they're pretty much copy and paste. It's the only way really to sort of like scale your business up, is to try and have consistency with your brands. Racks are the same, everything's the same, and you just taking something that's actually a niche industry and trying to cookie cut it and make it easy for us and also the people that work for you, that if they go from one side to the next side, that it's consistency. So I've just made this off the cuff now. Now I can add all the images to it and stuff like that. Now, if I want to save this, it's like speaker options number 2, for example, and save that. Then I'll highlight the main group, and I can add this to my library. So I can say add to the library. So say speaker options 2, save that. So when I come to and then again, then I'll have those speaker options 2 to add in again. So it's just a time saving. Like I said before, though, currently we don't link the product to the option. That will be coming soon. So it's actually quite a big job to do that, because it's then going to add all of the systems and stuff like that. So it's got to add the toolkits and stuff like that. So there's a bit more to it than what you may think. Any other questions on that? Have I answered the question? That's the.
I think that covers it. Thanks, Lee.
Yeah, got it. Yeah. Any other questions on options? Does anyone want me to do a particular type of task or show anyone that's thinking a particular way you want me to show it?
Cool.
No options. No, okay. I think that's it then. I've covered everything that I needed to cover on that quote. Hopefully that helps. If you do need any help with this, please message it in your own private company WhatsApp with WeQuote. I'm in the office all day today. If you need any help with anything, just give me a shout to me or Winton or the rest of the team regarding these options. And I hope it helps you win more business.
Perfect. I'll let me just trying to get my screen back.
I'll stop sharing my screen now, mate. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And All right, so thanks, everyone. I'm just going to, can you see that, Lee? Yeah, is my screen there? Yeah. So thanks, everyone. Thanks very much, Lee, for explaining the options on that. So just to recap that quickly for everyone, it's under the quote editor, the little button on the top right here will give you access to your options. Just a couple other things to cover quickly on this page for those who maybe are not familiar with the platform. And I suggest that you head through to our website, wequote.cloud, click sign up, and you will get a 21-day free access into the platform. And you can start requesting access to all of the suppliers within the platform. And those are available to you on your dashboards page under catalogs. And here you can browse the catalogs and then request access, and you'll be able to get almost instantaneous access. If it's taking some time, you can just give us a message and we'll push that information off to the distributor to make sure you can get access. If you are not a member or already have an account with the distributor, you can actually request access through the platform first. So you also have an ability to get an account in that way. Just going back to the quote editor page, just a couple other important things to remember here. You have your price adjustments page. So it's a very unique and very quick way. Think of this as like a spreadsheet with all of the products within your quote. And here you can adjust pricing for this quote only, which is another nice thing about WeQuote is you're not adjusting the price on a global basis. You can do it on a quote level. And here under the price adjustments section, you've got your product costs. So if you're phoning any of your manufacturers, and you can actually filter the products here, the manufacturers, and you're getting a better price from somebody, or they've got some stock they're clearing and they've got a fixed price, or they've given you a discount, you can actually come do that product by product across all of the items within this quote. And then what I suggest, you can always flip back to the quote summary page. Sorry, you needed to click update pricing there. You can always flick back to the quote summary page, and you can watch your margins and check your margins here. And there's also an overview here for your labor, subscriptions, and your summary. So it's really quick way of ensuring that you're making money on every job. Just going back to price adjustments, you've got product cost, which is coming from your distributor, product price, which is going to your customer, which you can also edit here individually, and you have your labor pricing, which you can maintain from here. So that's just some really important things to remember. And then remember, you can just send the proposal off to the customer. They can sign and accept it, and you'll go to get a notification that it's been signed and sent. And once it's signed and sent, you can create a project and start your invoicing. And we'll move that and do a separate webinar on invoicing and projects in our next part of this series. So just a little bit around the pricing of the WeQuote platform. We have a light package starting at £35 a month. And this is a good way to get started, even if you have an existing quoting package and you're thinking, oh, well, I don't want to change from one to the other. It's actually quite affordable to have both running, and then you can slowly make the change as you need to. So it's not a huge cost to your company to get going. And we obviously help you build all your templates for your proposals. We have a really nice onboarding packages. We're always available from a support point of view on a WhatsApp group, or you can set meeting times with us at any point. And as your business grows, you can move up to the Pro and the Premium. And obviously, this is all associated with how many accepted quotes you receive every month based on that value. And there is a rollover value that's built into this. So if you want to start out, I suggest signing up for a lot and then moving through from that point of view. Again, from a supporting point of view, you've got the chat box in the corner. There's always somebody there to help you, the WhatsApp group, and also internally within the platform, there is a little knowledge base over here under the question, and you'll find all of the information around the webinar today. So if you search options, there are some neat little videos and explanations if you want to just peruse through the information here. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining this webinar today. Thanks, Lee, very much for presenting the options in a really nice format. And if there's any final questions now in the last minute or two, we'll take them. Otherwise, I will close off the webinar. So are there any questions from anyone today?
My audio still on, Minton?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Lee.
Okay. So, well, I just want to thank anyone today who's just jumped on, and thank you to any of the existing customers and dealers that are using WeQuote and believe in what I'm trying to do and back the team and all the recommendations that they do to other dealers. Because without obviously the manufacturers and the dealers, WeQuote wouldn't be here. So, you know, we don't force it down anyone's throat. The product sells itself. Pretty much all of our customers have come from referral or when I'm at the trade shows. You know, we're not an aggressive sales company. We are a quoting platform made for the UK dealers, and we're just laser focusing on making it the #1 AV quoting platform for the UK, and just concentrating on the speed, the accessibility for you to use the platform, and ultimately giving your customers a better quoting experience. And you know, that enables you to then win more work and you know, make more money at the end of the day. And that's what it's about. And hopefully the way we do the pricing, the way I've done it, is on accepted quotes and not on users and all feature-based stuff. It's, you know, the reason why I came up with that was it was fair for everybody. You know, why put walls in front of somebody's business when they're trying to grow it? Or, you know, they charge you a lot of money based on users before you even got up and running and stuff like that. So people are starting to understand the logic behind that pricing now as well. So we try and think that we're a fair business, and we are working really hard to just keep delivering quality of life features to the software. We've got some nice new releases that we're releasing soon. We've got currency for people who are buying in euros and stuff like that. And we are now working on the change orders and a new updated purchase order stuff, so for the next few weeks. And also as well, we're doing Stripe integration as part of the project, so you will be able to send out your invoices. Snag application will be in the new year, which I'm absolutely desperate for myself. So you just have to bear with us while we get these done. But we are pushing forward with the platform, and I really hope you're enjoying it. Thanks for your time, guys.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Lee.